Hello and welcome to my video review of the Sony PXW-FS5 video camera. This is a camera that I bought recently in order to make videos. I know that it's very popular these days to begin reviews with the unboxing process. It's not a problem. It's just how things are, really, isn't it? Those of you who know what you're looking at will know this camera is aimed at news shooters, documentary makers, and independent cinema productions. I don't know. So we'll start with the unboxing process. You can see it's a sort of smallish square box made of brown cardboard. It's not got any pretty colours or graphics on it. I guess Sony are hoping to encourage people to buy this based on the reviews and the specs rather than the packaging, but that's up to them. Okay, let's have a look here. So, just going to open the box. You can see there's various bits of packaging here. Obviously the camera isn't in the box because well, how would I film the video without a camera? So I'm afraid I can't show you the camera right now, but I don't think that matters. Anyway, that's the box. There's still some cables in it. They gave me 1, 2, 3, I think 4 European plug power cables, which is fairly considerate. I think possibly slightly over the top, but you know, it's nice that they care enough to help me plan against having too many cables. What I can do, in fact, is using my my telephone. I can briefly transfer you to a view of the camera itself, which I think you'll probably appreciate. So I'm just going to cut to that now. So here's the camera itself, sitting on a tripod. Incidentally, I'm filming this on my my iPhone 6. I've had this for about 18 months. Since it came out, there's been an update, the iPhone 6s, but it's still a very capable camera, which shoots in full HD. It's got a 13 megapixel sensor. Doesn't have stabilization. The iPhone 6s does have that. But that doesn't really mean anything. Doesn't mean that this is not a good phone. And of course, the iPhone 6s is far too big. Other things I would say about this phone are that in low light it becomes very noisy and loses a lot of the detail that you would get in good light, but in good light it does do a very good job on video and still photography. The signal in my flat is is a bit weak, especially on 4G. It's been a bit of a disappointment, to be honest, but well, what can I say? Well, I hope you appreciated that little look at the outside of the camera. What we're going to do now is a few demonstrations of the capabilities of this camera. It records in 4K, so that's 4,000 pixels, which is more than the 1,080 pixels that you'll find on bad cameras. What that means basically is that if you have a good enough computer, such as an iMac 27-inch Retina, then you can see a lot more detail in the packaging areas here and here. If you don't have a computer like that, then you're really wasting your time watching this film. Whilst I've been shooting this sequence, the weather outside has actually got a bit brighter, so the image itself has got quite bright, which gives me a lovely opportunity to show you one of the functions on the camera, which is to darken the image. And if I just turn this little dial here, you can't see it. You can see that the image actually gets darker as I turn the wheel. Now, in fact, that's probably too dark, so I can turn it the other way. What that does is brighten the picture. Okay, so I can make it brighter or darker. It's a very useful feature because the weather isn't always the same, depending on where you are. Another feature we have allows you to see more of the image of your subject by zooming in, or the opposite, zooming out. This means, for example, if I'm doing some filming, it saves me having to walk up closer to something when I want to see more of it. So zoom in, zoom out. That's the zoom feature, and there's two ways of doing that. There's the manual zoom, which is on the lens itself. It's very nice. And there's also the powdered zoom, which is on the camera's grip handle. Another feature that we have, which is very useful, is the focus ring, which lets you choose whether something is in focus or out of focus. And when it's in focus, obviously you're able to see all the details. And then when it's out of focus, you get a nice blurring effect, which is very popular these days. Now we also have pan and tilt modes. So we can move up and down, and left and right. To be honest, this is a feature that every camera has, so it's no great advantage to this model, but I think it's very useful nonetheless. I'll just put it back where it was. It's got a microphone. You can talk very close to the microphone. If you're in a quiet office, for example, you may feel that you need to speak quite quietly, so you can actually turn the volume down on the recording, but get very close to the microphone. That way, everyone's going to be happy. So I think that about wraps up the review of the Sony PXW-FS5 K. Oh no, is it K or is it EK? Sorry, it's K. That just about wraps up the my little review of the Sony PXW-FS5 K. I hope you'll join me on my YouTube channel on Vimeo for future reviews of